everyone, it's Sarah and welcome to my crochet channel. Now today's video I'm going to show you how to crochet this camo and orange beanie. It's a great beanie if you need a thick warm beanie for hunting, for skiing, or for anything outside when it's cold. And of course you don't have to make it in the camo yarns. You can use whatever color yarns that you want. Now this beanie will fit about a 20 to 22 inch head, which is a youth to an adult size. This pattern is on my blog and you can find it in the notes underneath this video. To make one of the chunky beanies, you're going to need some chunky number 5 yarns. Now the original one that I showed you was made out of this Charisma. You can see it's got all the greens and the browns in it, and it is a, there we go, a bulky number 5. And the orange portion was made out of this Red Heart Reflective Orange, and it is also a number 5. And I am going to be using this same orange today, but I'm going to be using this Charisma. You can see it's got some blues and browns and grays in it, so it's not exactly the same as the original camo. And remember, you can use any bulky or chunky number 5 yarns for this project. You're going to need about 4 ounces of your main color and another 2 ounces of your striping. Alrighty, now we're going to be stitching with our J hook, and the J hook is a 6mm crochet hook. You'll need a needle for weaving in those ends, and make sure it's got a nice big eye for those chunky yarns. And of course you'll need your scissors. Now this hat is stitched from the crown of the hat and then down. So we're going to begin with our slip knot. We're going to chain 5. We're going to join this chain 5 into a circle. So we'll put the tail of the yarn over our hook and pull that through. We'll snug that down and make that little stay knot. All right, now we've got our little chain 5 circle. We'll put our hook through, grab that yarn and chain 3, and this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. And now we're going to stitch 9 more double crochets right in this chain 5 circle. Yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, and go through the second 2. That's our double crochet. And you'll notice that I'm stitching over the tail yarn that I began with, and that's just so that we can pull that hole closed when we're finished. All right, let's see how many we have. Here's our chain 3, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to do 2 more. 9 and 10. 10 double crochets. We're going to join to that chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. Now, if we look on the other side, there's that tail. We can just gently pull on that, and that's going to close up that hole. All right, back to the front. All right, so now for row 2, we're going to place a double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3, and then we're just going to place 2 double crochets in each of those 10 double crochets. And this will take us from 10 to 20. So we're stitching 2 double crochets in each double crochet around, and then we'll join to our chain 3. I've stitched 2 double crochets in each double crochet around, so I have 20 double crochets. I'm going to join to the top of my chain 3 and chain 3. There's row 2, and the yarn on this one has lots of quick color changes, and I'm kind of liking that. All right, so now we're going to stitch a double crochet right in the same chain, or the same stitch as our chain 3. Then we'll stitch 1 double crochet in the next. Then we'll stitch 2 double crochets in the next. And so the way that round or row 3 will work is 1 double crochet in the next stitch and 2 double crochets in the next, and repeat 1 and 2, 1 and 2 all the way around this row. And again we'll join to the top of our chain 3. So just to repeat, 1 double crochet in the next, 2 double crochets in the next, repeat all the way around, and we'll join to the top of our chain 3. I completed row 3, stitching 1 and 2, 1 and 2 all the way around. You should have 30 double crochets. We're going to join to the chain 3 with a slip stitch and chain 3. And again, our chain 3 counts as our first stitch, and then we'll stitch 1 double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3. And then for row 4, we're going to stitch 2 double crochets, 1 in each of the next 2. And then we'll stitch 2 double crochets in the next. And that's how row 4 will work. 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets, and 2 double crochets in the next. And we'll repeat this all the way around and join to the top of our chain 3. And I think you can already see that this beanie is super easy to make and super quick to stitch up. So I have completed row 4, and on row 4 you should have 40 double crochets. We're going to once again join to the top of our chain 3 and chain 3. And for row 5, we're going to start the same way, 1 double crochet in the same stitch as our chain 3. And the difference is we're going to stitch 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches instead of the next 2 like the previous row. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll stitch 2 double crochets in the same stitch. There we go. And that's the way that this row 5 will work. 1 double crochet in the next 3 double crochet stitches, and then 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And of course, we'll repeat this all the way around our row. So just to repeat, what we're doing on row 5 is we're stitching 1, 2, 3 double crochets, 1 in each of the next 3, and then 2 double crochets in the next stitch. We'll repeat this all the way around, and once again join to the top of our chain 3. Now I have completed row 5, and on row 5 you need to have 50 double crochets around. We're going to join to the top of our chain 3, and chain 3. And for row 6, this is going to be our last increase row. And we're going to do it the same as row 5, only instead of having the 3 individual double crochets, we will have 4. So once again, our chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. And we're going to double crochet in that same stitch as our chain 3. Then we'll stitch 1 double crochet in the next 4 double crochets. 1, 2, here's 3 and 4. And then we'll stitch 2 double crochets together in the same stitch. And this is how row 6 will work. 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. And 2 double crochets in the next. And we'll again repeat this all the way around and join to the top of our chain 3. And just to repeat, we're stitching 4 individual double crochets, 1 in each of the next 4, and then 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Repeat all the way around and join to our chain 3. I completed that 6th row, stitching 4 individual double crochets and then 2 double crochets together. Repeat all the way around. I'm joining to the top of my chain 3 and chain 3. Now, we're not going to be increasing anymore. This is how big the crown of the hat will be. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of the stitches around. So since we ended on the 6th row with 60 double crochets, that's how many stitches that we will have for the remainder of our project. So what we're doing for row 7 is just stitching 1 double crochet in each double crochet around. No more increases. So just a quick repeat, 1 double crochet in each double crochet around, then we'll join to the top of our chain 3. I've completed row 7, stitching 1 double crochet in each double crochet around, and now I'm going to change colors. Now I joined and I only joined, I didn't chain 3, and we're going to bring in the orange, and we're going to leave the previous color connected. So I'm just going to bring my orange in, and I'm just going to chain 1. All right, we're going to leave this connected on the inside, and we'll trail our colors up so we don't have to cut them every time we do a color change. And what we're going to do for row 8 is we're going to stitch a single crochet in each of the double crochets around, and this is going to give us a row of orange going through or going around the hat. Now I'm using the Red Heart reflective yarn, that's why you're seeing it sort of reflect, but you don't have to use reflective yarn. You can use any color of yarn that you want to, as long as it's a chunky number 5. So for row number 8, we're stitching 1 single crochet in each of the double crochets around. I completed that row of single crochets in the orange, and we're not going to join to the chain 1, we're going to join to the first single crochet. If we join to the chain 1, we would accidentally be adding an extra stitch. Alright, so we're going to pull that through and slip stitch to the single crochet, and then we're going to leave that attached and grab the yarn we were using previously. Now you can change to a third color if you want to. What we're doing now is just the striping effect. Alright, so now we're going to go right in that first single crochet, and we're going to single crochet each single crochet around. And we're using this previous color that we used, and we're going to do this for 2 rows. We have 1 row of the orange, and now we're going to do 2 rows of the previous color that we used up here. 1 single crochet in each single crochet around, join to the first single crochet, and repeat in the same color. So we're stitching 2 rows of single crochet using our same color. So here's our hat of what we've got so far. We did that row of orange and then 2 rows of single crochet in our regular color or our main color. And what we're going to do to complete the hat is we're going to repeat these last 3 rows twice. We're going to do another row of the single crochet in the orange and then 2 more rows of the single crochet in our main color. And then we'll repeat that so that we'll have 3 rows of orange with 2 rows of our main color in between. And that's how we'll complete our beanie. We'll leave the yarns attached and just carry them back and forth from color to color. This way we don't have to weave in all those yarns when we're done. Alright, so now I'm back to the orange. I'm going to go right in that first single crochet, and now I'm going to do that row of single crochet in the orange, working all the way around my hat, and then I'll do 2 rows of the main color, and then I'll repeat that, and then I'll be finished with my hat. So just to repeat, we're repeating these last 3 rows, the orange and the 2 of our main color, 2 more times. So I completed those repeat rows. Here's our 3 orange rows with 2 rows of our main color in between. And let me show you the inside. I've still got my yarns attached, and here's where I carried my yarns. And this works out a lot better than cutting your yarns every time, because now all I have to do is weave in a few ends. I'm going to go in here and pull that to the back. I have where I joined my orange. I have where I ended my orange that I need to cut. There we go. And I have here. And the other place I have to weave in, of course, is the center where we started. So that's just 4 places where I have to weave in ends. If we would have cut these yarns every single time, we would have to weave every single one of those in. So now I'm just going to grab my needle, thread that end on the needle, make sure you get a nice big hole in the eye of your needle, and I'm just going to weave that in, going through stitches and making sure that's going to stay in place. And I'll do that with all my ends, and then my hat will be completed. So I weaved in all those ends, And my hat is now completed, and I really like the yarn I used on this one, although I still really love how the orange pops out in this camo style hat. And this one's really cute too. And this is just a really easy chunky hat with some fun stripes that will work for any color yarns.